All right, everybody. Welcome back to another Blue Gemini Podcast. I am your host, Sam,
And I'm Paulina, the other host, and this is our Coco Salon dog. So today episode, we thought that we gonna officially introduce ourselves.
I think that's a great start. Yeah.
Yes, right. We had been hiding, so I guess it's time to come out and play and have fun.
All right. Playtime it is. Well, Paulina loves to play, especially on top of a speaker at some nightclub in Montreal.
Oh my gosh. That was the old days.
That's the old days. Okay, the new days. Well, the one question that I get asked quite often, especially during my interview, is how did Blue Gemini come about, and also where did the name come from? So I always say where we came from and why the name Blue Gemini, but I want our audience to hear from the person that actually named the salon. So Paulina, what's your take on Blue Gemini, and why did you name the salon Blue Gemini?
Okay, so the salon Blue Gemini was created just for me. But there's other reason behind it. So we created the business was back in 2008. We incorporate the business
in 2005.
Yes, and then you know what? We very private people, didn't want to know have our name. Paulina and Sam Hair Salon. So you know what? I just came up with the name. Blue is my favorite color, and Gemini is my horoscope sign. But however, there's another significant reason behind the Gemini, because it's a two people, and Sam and I are the two. So Blue Gemini, Sam and Paulina. That's why the name, started.
I see. Okay. So why did you decide to open up Blue Gemini Hair Studio?
Well, I love doing hair, and I'm very passionate about it. And also, I believe in educations. I believed in creating a safe space for people to come in. I used to work for salon that where did not have support, even though they were great salons, but it's just staff was struggling with the leadership, the educations, the knowledge, and then they just get in and out, and some there were so many great hairdressers that just left the industry. You know what? Every industry is tough, but you have to keep going. But in order for you to keep going, you have to have that support. And then also, you know what? I love to create, and I love to travel.
Yeah.
And then also, just to give back and meeting people.
All right. So I know that you're opening your own salon was never a passion of yours, or never been really a career path for you. You've answered some of that question that I had earlier, but why did you took that leap of faith and decide to be an entrepreneur? Why the craziness?
Why the craziness? You know what? One day we just because we live in an area right here, and there was a sign that, okay, I guess Sam, let's open a salon.
That is true. We drove. We actually had no intention of opening our own space at first. Back in the day when our parents were building the house in this neighborhood, we drove by and we saw that this complex was getting built, and we saw the for lease sign, and we're like,
yeah.
We look at each other and we're like, okay, what should we do next? And
Yeah, and then we hire somebody to write up a business proposal, and then we negotiate, and then when we saw the amount of the rent, the monthly rent, and we said, "Oh my gosh,
What did we get ourselves into?
And then when we got the key, we brought our mom in. The first thing she said is like, "How much do you pay for this pay every month?" And then we just like trying to, switch subject, but she always came back with how much was the rent. And then so finally we have to tell her, and she said, "How many hair you have to cut to pay that?" And I said, "Don't worry about mom. That's why we live at home." So not to worry about the rent. Everything will be fine. So, and that was the true story behind that. And when we opened the business, honestly, we had no idea what to do. Everything we did was like backward completely.
Yeah.
Like completely like backward. Like the sign was not up when we like opened, and there were so many things like going on with the construction, like the budget, and we hired somebody to do the mill work. And then you know what? 3 months, like no, a few months later, he came back and he said, "Well, I can't do it." And we were just like about to open the salon in a month.
Yeah. So that's construction. So why did you bring me into the picture? Why the madness?
Well, you know what? You just have to share, like, some the good and the bad and the ugliness with each other, I guess.
So am I the good, the bad, or the ugliness?
No, you're the good. No, you're the good.
Okay. So what is the future for Blue Gemini? Do you have
A plan?
Do you have a vision?
Vision. I have a vision of love. There's a lot more that like we wanted to do, not just like hair. We want to touch on our lifestyle because we're really passionate about a lot of things. So lifestyle, travel, food, people, Coco, our Zoe. Maybe we'll bring her to like one of our podcasts. She can be like our director.
So Zoe's my daughter. If people don't know, she's another personality on her own. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's very savvy. She's very sass, actually. You know what? We can learn some from her.
And so that kind of wraps up this first episode of Blue Gemini Podcast. Give us some love so that we are driven to come back with more material and have fun with this podcast. Really, this whole podcast is about having fun, right, Paulina?
Certainly.
Yes,
Yeah.
and sharing some knowledge, sharing some lifestyle things with our audience. And then, that's a wrap for now.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.